Welcome back to Underway Drifting and Dreaming. It is Jennifer. My husband Jim and I cruised into New Orleans on the America's Great Loop. We are currently on a side trip heading to Texas. We will be staying in New Orleans Municipal Yacht Harbour for the week. It is now a few days before November. We left Bay St. Louis heading into Lake Pontchartrain, and there is the old Coast Guard station. While we were there, the Optimist Club had a huge sailing event called the Sugarbowl, and we'll talk more about that in a little bit. And from where we docked, we can see off into the lake. We had good weather and poor weather while we were there. West End is a great little walk. I was stationed here for a year, so a little bit familiar with the area. I walked over to Chateau Cafe and had a chicory coffee, and then the Roberts Fresh Market was right next door. Being in the Marina, you got to see many different boats. This one here, Jim and I walked down and helped them tie up, and it is a very lovely yacht trawler, and had some plans to take a group of friends out on Thanksgiving weekend. So just a beautiful boat overall.
Oh, this would be intense being a mom watching your kid do this. Somebody that sure-footed. I don't know what's that. Flip it over. Oh, it's hard to watch our kids scuba dive. So they would go out Lake Austin and then disappear for 25-30 minutes. So these three are still connected by lines.
Jim and I went for a bike ride. We went over to the Coast Guard station. I was stationed here in 1992. I drove some of the boats. I was more of an officer of the day. And here I am ringing the bell. Hurricane Katrina took her down, and they rebuilt, and now it is a museum. Stop in and take a look. We borrowed our son's truck and drove downtown New Orleans. The first thing we see is the Natchez, the river boat, just to see that paddle wheel in action. We used to take the boat from the aquarium down to the zoo quite often when we were there in the 90s. Just a big picture of the river over to Algiers Point. This is a great place to just sit and watch the ships go by. It's amazing, the ginormous size of the cargo and tanker ships. Jackson Square. And let the good times roll with the food, oyster and boudin balls, and good crunchy French bread. We walked over to Bourbon Street. Nothing fancy to see. It looks the same. I know right now they're cleaning it for the Super Bowl. Somebody told me they really cleaned it up for Taylor Swift. It's a great place to go and drink and have a good time. Jim and I also went shopping. We didn't buy anything, but we did walk through the malls and the shops, and just to get out and walk. And being in New Orleans was just a really great time to look back at the memories we had.
Happy Thanksgiving. If you were into kids sports, you sometimes probably have spent your holiday weekend or your holiday for your children. Here we have hundreds of kids getting ready to sail for their tournament today.
I didn't have time to sign up for a turkey trot, so I went ahead and I ran a 5K around out of the Marina, through the park, out towards the lake, and then came back around the point. And to see these kids sailing off on Thanksgiving morning, today was a practice day. You can see their coaches are towing them out in groups. Some of the groups were small, maybe 4 in a group. Some other groups were bigger. These kids range in age from 10 to 15, and they're competing they're kids from the United States and internationally as well. This is a qualifying race for competing overseas. It is amazing how much time the kids spend under the water from 9 until 3 every day. Once I get off into the lake, the coaches that are in the RHIs and Zodiacs, they stand back and the kids race. There was so much going on. It was hard to film them offshore. But again, these kids are amazing to go out in every type of weather. And they want the winds gusting. It's not easy to sail when there's very little wind.
I see the motor vessel Cetus. We're sitting at the dock, side 2, right here. Beautiful Thanksgiving day. Went from stormy to nice. I'm out walking in the park. Ginormous live oak trees. A lot of acorns. Coming back from visiting our son at his work. Lovely day. My goodness, their sails are singing. They've had 30 knot winds out there on the lake. They've been out there since 9 this morning. I'm guessing it's probably 2 or 3 now. It's been a very loud night. We're being pushed over to the dock. Look at that. How much our boat's being pushed. You can see the water line here. It's loud. It's noisy, and that rigging on that sailboat. Oh my goodness. Thank goodness for fenders. Woo! See the waves crashing over the point. I would not want to be on Lake Pontchartrain today. Good grief. They sailed in incredible weather. Small craft warning. It was gusting 30 plus knots, 2 to 3 foot waves, over 200 kids. I think it was ages 8 to 13. Incredible. All these little rigid-hull inflatable pontoon boats here. There are the coaches. Several boats went out from the harbor with judges to keep the lines for safety. Our last sunset in New Orleans. We're heading out in the morning. So I've been here since last Saturday, so a full week. And there's a big trawler coming in. I'll be in here shortly. I'm in the middle of making stuffed cabbage and chocolate chip oatmeal cookies.
Sadly, it's time to leave New Orleans. We have had a wonderful stay. There's so much to do in New Orleans, whether it's downtown or on the outskirts. We were over in West End. My heart is filled with happiness to have seen my son and know that he's enjoying driving boats and having a great time in New Orleans. Jim and I will continue to head west. We'll be anchoring out for the next few days. Join us next time as we head over to the Industrial Canal, go underneath all the bridges in the Industrial Lock, head out on the Mississippi for a short ride to the Harvey Canal Lock,